Greetings, family. How are you? This is your brother King Simon, and I'm going to be doing this basic 20 to 30 minute breakdown of how numerovation or numerology saved my life. Today is August the 1st, 2019. I happen to be now in my sixth personal year, in my five personal day. How did that come about? Let's say you add my birthday. Okay, my birthday is 2 1 February 1st, the 1st, and then you add it to the year that we're in. That's how you find out your personal year, just to start off and break the ice for you. And what you do, you add, of course, 2019 plus the 3, that's 2020, 2021, 2022. So it adds up to 2022, which equals 246, which means this is my sixth personal year according to numerology, or my hybrid form of numerology called numerovation. Why I call it hybrid? Because it's the first time someone is actually connecting motivational speaking and motivational tools to the numbers. Now, of course, most numerologists deals with the higher and low, or the positive, negative, or destructive of the number. But my premise as far as being a numerovator or someone who does numerovation is to always look for the higher. Yes, tell you about your lower, but always look for the higher representation of the number, like a number 6. So in other words, this would be the year of truth, justice, balance, freedom, harmony, love, beauty. All of that would be essential. But also the number 6 on its negative or lower vibration would be hard-headedness, unbalanced, untrustful, unworthy, or feeling unworthy. But also it's the number of forgiveness, forgiving people in your family or people that you've had intimate encounters with. It's very important to understand that. So that's what I've been dealing with, because this is also one of my crossroad years. So before I go deep into that, which I didn't want to stay on that, but just want to let everybody know that this is my sixth personal year. But then we would add the 6 plus the month that I'm in now. So the 6 plus the month that I'm in now plus the 8, remember, and 6 plus 8, 6 plus 8 happens now if you add up 8 plus 6 or 6 plus 8, that's 14. And 14 means that I am in my 5 personal month. How did I get the 8? Because August is the month that's equal to the number 8. So you'll know why I say that I am my 6th personal year in my 5 personal month. So that's how numerology is so simple, because if you can count on your fingers or count on your hands, you can do numerology. I'm not a mathematician. I say that to everybody. Lloyd will tell you, I was pretty good in math, but if you don't continue to use it over and over again, like my mother, she's very good at math. My grandfather was very good at math. Okay, it skipped a generation, so to speak. So I still count on my fingers, or I still take out a computer or a calculator to keep it moving. But again, like I said, the basics of numerology, finding out your personal year, is adding the month that you were born with, the day when you were born with, the present year that we're in, which is 2019, that we are in and that everyone recognizes. I know Gregorian calendar and all that good stuff, whatever. Add that together, that adds up to 2022. 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 2 equals 6. 6 is my personal year cycle that I'm in. Also in numerology, that would be considered one of my crossroads cycles, because 5, basically 4, 5, 6, and 7, but more so these numbers are the crossroads. That means that these are the times that you're making major decisions, that you're standing at the crossroad, which actually has 4 corners. That's why I started with 4 myself. Some numerologists started at 5, some numerologists started at 6. I started at 4 because 4 is when you have to make certain decisions about getting your life together, maintaining some structure and some discipline in your life. 5 is a cycle that can take you on a freedom run, scattered run, and have your mind all over the place. 6 is the number of balance, truth, justice, reciprocity, ma'at. 7 is the number of spirituality and reflecting what you did in the past, or what your past motives and things that you've done up to now. And then 8, going into the money cycle, that is 7 year is when your crossroads is over, but 8 deals with whatever you've done in the past. If you've prepared yourself by staying structured, by being adaptable and focused through the 5 year, and then developing balance, and then researching and maintaining a spiritual depth of connection of what you reflected on, your money year can come in strongly for you. But like I tell everybody, numerology has duality. Numerovation has duality. So if you're not living on the higher frequency, the plus side or the positive side of the number, then you're living on the negative. And then if you're not living on either of those frequencies or those journeys, then guess what? You're complacent. And remember, comfort is the enemy of progress. It's an old saying. So not to get too deep into that right now, that's for another class. That's in my class when I do teach an online class, which I do teach, and I will be teaching an online class. Only 10 to 15 people will be allowed. So only reason I keep it down to a minimum of 10 to 15 people is so I can be able to answer your questions and deal with each individual, whatever class. I give you a whole syllabus, a whole breakdown of what we're going to go through to each class. And usually my classes are 4 weeks, and I charge $200 to $250 for the 4 weeks, which is not that much, Some people, I said I should charge more, but no, I try to keep it very minimal so you can learn and go through it. And remember, like myself and Lloyd might say, or Kaya French or other numerologists might say, you're not going to get it all at once. It's a lot of information, but it's simple information that if you apply it and study it, then it can be beneficial to you. It is a science. Some call it metaphysics science, but because it has mathematical equations connected to it, all math is numerology, because numerology basically means the study of numbers. That's all numerology means, the study of numbers. So any type of multiplication, addition, division, algebra, that is mathematics, that is numerology, because it deals with numbers, the study of numbers. Numer and ology. Ology means the study of what is preceding it, which is numer, which is numbers. So remember, that is what numerology means. All right? Numerology, study of and numbers. That's all it basically means. Whatever they add to it, whatever they try to confuse us with, that is what it stands for. And their modern scholar, like Pythagoras, was what he called the father of numerology in modern times, but he did not become the father of numerology until he went and studied abroad, which was in Kemet or Africa, and he studied in India and various places of darker hue for 22 to 23 years, according to many of the other scholars that preceded him or studied his history. So understand that numerology, although it may be an English word or a word connected to the other languages to make it what it is, always remember that it came from us, the original people of the planet Earth, the darker hue people of the planet Earth, the original man and woman of the planet Earth. We are living mathematics. So going forward with that, I wanted to say Balingo. Balingo is a word. Balingo is a word that Baba, the late great Baba, Dr. Sebi, coined, and it came out of the Congo. And Balingo means love or acceptance of love, not just for yourself, but other people. But Balingo is something I'm going to start showing more Balingo to everybody. It's all about showing you love. That's why I am doing this. And like I said, this particular quick, basic session online is about numerovation and how it saved my life. That's why I say numerovation saved my life. A lot of you have known that I've told people before that I tried to take my own life before. And when I started studying numerology officially, especially back in 1988, by learning from Lloyd Strayhorn the basic tenets of how numbers connect to us and how cycles and seasons and all that kind of stuff. Not even using astrology, because I already understood astrology. I'm not a master of astrology, and I don't even consider myself a master numerologist. I'm a master student, constantly learning, just like Brother Black Dot usually say. He's a master student. He has the t-shirt, says he's a master student. So what is so important is that when I started studying numerology and then started to compare the timelines of what was going on in my life at that time, especially from the first time I even thought about taking my life at the age of 8. And due to the fact that people were teasing me about my skin complexion is why I wanted to take my life. So if I didn't have a safe haven at home, because I had cousins that were lighter than me and aunties that were lighter than me, and they would always say, how come I'm so black? How come you come out so black? The only one that defend me would be my mother and my father and my grandmother most of the time. But the cousins and the aunties were the ones that basically did the whole torturing thing, and not in a crazy manner, like do all kind of foolishness, but they would basically talk bad about my skin complexion. Maybe they were joking or not, but at a child being raised in a Jamaican / Cuban, but more Jamaican influenced household, I didn't understand that as a young child, especially growing up from when I was a child. I've been hearing all this about my skin complexion, and then to go to school and still be dogged out about my skin complexion. So at the age of 8, which I was then, that was 1975. Now check this out. What's so interesting now I've told people about numerovation and depression, that I'm preparing a book to how numerovation could help you through depression. If you understand the numbers and their strengths and their weaknesses, it can help you through depression. Now, this doesn't just pertain to the numbers connected to your name and your birthday, but it also connects to the years that you're born, the months that you're in, and all those different types of things that can lead up to depression, because each number has a frequency, each number has a vibration that needs to be understood and need to be caught when those vibration and energies of that lower frequency starts to seep in. So at the age of 8, I'm born 1967. So at the age of 8, it was 1975. And if you add up 2 plus 1 plus 1975, that is 1978. Now, if you add up the numbers, 1 plus 9 plus 7 plus 8 equals 25, which is a number 7. That is a number 7. And I've told people that in numerology, there are certain numbers that has a affinity on the negative or the lower frequency to go towards depression, suicidal tendencies, suicidal thoughts, and also worrying themselves to death. So I was in my number 7 year when I thought about committing suicide and leaving my family. I was in some deep thoughts because I did not understand at that age why I got all this. When I finally got to know myself, why I was going through all of this. I did not understand this, family. So it's very important to know what frequency you're in, what vibration you're in, especially because numbers are here to guide you. It's not here to rule you. You're here to find out what the positive and the negative of numbers, what's the higher frequency and the lower frequency of numbers, and it can guide you. They don't control you. They don't take over your destiny. They don't do all that, but they do reveal destiny numbers. They do reveal soul urges, but they do reveal different cycles and seasons that we're in. And to everything, there's a cycle, and to everything, there's a season, which I'll be doing a workshop on that too, or a brief 30-minute thing to prepare you for what seminar or what classes you might want in your city, whether online, whether you want to bring me in, whether you want a person to person. I will be doing those type of things, and I will be asking for a love gift of whatever amount it is just for my time, because this is what I do to help guide and help you. I'm here to serve the people. Yes, I'm an Aquarian. Of course, I'm born February 1st. I'm Aquarian number 1. So I'm here to serve and help guide you in many ways that I want to and help you and that I can. So again, like I said, that was the first time that I thought about committing suicide. And that was at the age of 8 years old, which is so funny because 8 in numerology to the 1 is one of the challenging numbers to the number 1, which is very interesting to me. So then when I started recognizing the pattern of numbers that kept on coming, especially those depressive numbers or those mental ill, let me explain to you. The two primary numbers that are known as the mental and worrying and depressive number are the 4 and 7. And then come the 5 in certain instances sometimes, depending on if they're going through any mental fatigue, but also the 8 can be known as one of those mental lonely numbers that keep a lot of thoughts. And remember that it's a multitude of 4, so it just doubles the 4 energy and adds more to the 4. So usually it is numbers like the 4, sometimes the 5, the 7, and the number 8. So it's 4, 5, sometimes the 5, the 7, and the number 8. A lot of people might be born under other numbers, but might have a majority of these numbers in their chart. They might have a majority of these letters connected to their numbers added in their chart. They might be going through a year like I did in that chart. So at the age of 8, which was one of my challenge years to my number 1, and in 1975, which when you add for the personal year, when it adds to 2 plus 1 plus 1975 adds up to 1978 equals 25, which is the observatory number, which is the worrying number, which is one of the mental health numbers that people have to protect their mind. And 7, because you think so deeply, all 7s are always deep in thought. But you might be in a year of the 7, you might be in deeper thought, but also that's a number on its positive that you reflect on higher things, keep your mind motivated, and move on. And learn how to always stay motivated in a 7-year cycle, or in a 4-year cycle, or in an 8-year cycle. You know what I'm saying? I keep on saying, emphasizing that 5 is sometimes, because 5 can go through mental tiredness because they're doing so much and they're scattered all over the place. But to alleviate the 5, the primary numbers are the 4, 7, and 8 that can trigger certain things in that year or in that month or that day that you might be born under the 4, 7, or 8, or anything that adds up to the 4, 7, or 8, like the 22nd of the month or the 13th of the month, or the 7th of the month, the 25th of the month, or the 16th of the month, or the 8th of the month, or the 17th of the month, or the 26th of the month. Those numbers have to pay attention to their mind and how they maintain thoughts, deep thoughts or lonely thoughts, so it doesn't lead them down the negative road. That's why you have to learn to manage your weaknesses and strengthen your strength. Manage your weaknesses and strengthen your strength. So that was the first time. In 1975, like I said, I was in my number 7-year cycle. The second time I thought about it, I was 27 years old, 27 years of ill. So it was in the year 1997, which is interesting because 2 plus 1, in the year 1994, pardon me, 2 plus 1 plus 1994 equals 1997. And 1997 equals 26. 1 plus 9 plus 9 plus 7 equals 26. Again, another number comes up at my 27th birthday. I'm thinking about taking my life during my marriage. This is crazy. My 27th year, during my marriage with my second wife, I'm thinking about taking my life. And then I was in a number 26 personal year, which was an 8. I was going through money issues. 8 is a money number. I was going through money issues. I didn't know what next job. I was also in the Nation of Islam. And I also, even people like Minister Conrad, and remember that I stood up in that year in 1994, and told them that I was thinking about taking myself out and my whole family at that time. Boom. And then when it came down to it, when I almost did it, the first thing that came to me was the most honorable Elijah Muhammad came to mind, which was very interesting because the most honorable Elijah Muhammad used to say, think 5 times before you do something. I had the knife, I had the plan in my head and what I was going to do and how I was going to take out my family. And then Elijah Muhammad came clear as day. It wasn't even Minister Farrakhan, and I was under the Minister Farrakhan at that time. It was just that Minister Farrakhan kept on saying that Elijah Muhammad kept on saying this, that this was one of the teachers, even in the FOI class. Think 5 times before you do a thing. which is so interesting because 1 plus 9 plus 9 plus 4 actually eats in the year 1 plus 9 plus 9 plus 4 equals 23, which is a 5-year, which was a number 5 years. So the messenger in my head says, think 5 times before I do something. And that's when I put down the knife and I decided to leave and not get into any arguments or struggles with that particular woman ever again. My second wife. Still love her. We're good friends today. My children are all, we had great children. And imagine if I would have took their life. Imagine if I didn't listen to those 5 messages, if I didn't listen to that old soul, because 8 is an old soul spirit, that them old messages and those ancestors start coming to you in an 8 frequency year. So you got to pay attention to your spirit and your energy. It's just that the numbers made it tangible for me to understand now that I'm into the metaphysic science of numerology, or what I call numerovation. Now think about this. The purpose, I wrote this out of Dr. Sebi's new book, or brother Mr. G's Jr.'s new book called Dr. Sebi, a journey with Dr. Sebi. And Dr. Sebi, he actually wrote a whole speech that Dr. Sebi quoted. And Dr. Sebi said in that speech, the purpose of science is to improve the present condition. The purpose of science is to improve the present of the present condition. Again, the purpose of science is to improve the present condition. So the purpose of this science of numbers, this study of numbers, or this metaphysic science, is to improve the present condition. So me as a numerovator, or one who practices numerovation, is here to help you to improve your present condition, as it has helped me to understand and to improve my present condition. For I am still alive today to say that. So once again, my second time that I thought about it, I was in my 27 year, which is my 9, that represents completion and ending. I was in the number 5 year, okay, which was a freedom loving year to do whatever you want to do as far as 5 in general. But when I add up my birth, the month that I was born and the day I was born to the year that I was in, add up to 1997, which is a 26, which is an 8. 8 is also known as the lonely number, the ones that keep lonely thoughts in their heads. And those lonely thoughts can creep up and destroy you if you're not careful. And also in numerology, 8 and 9 are challenge numbers to each other, which is very interesting. Fire and earth, it's very interesting to me. But I'm not going to get deep into that. That's for classes when you want to get deep into that. So that was the second time I thought about taking my life, okay? The third and last time, and this is the last time I'm going to get into it. It's the last one I'm going to break down. It's on my phone because I made sure I wrote down everything on my phone because I taught a class on it before at Everlasting Life bookstore, not Everlasting Life vegan restaurant. Big up to Dr. Baruch. Again, family, the purpose of science, any type of science, whether it's metaphysics science, whether it's science that you're studying in general, that these people are presenting to you, but it is to improve the present condition. So I use numerology to improve the present condition. That's what's important. So the third and last time that I thought about it was in 1999. So 2 plus 1, sure, that was the third time, plus 1999 equals 2000. 2002. Okay, so 2 plus 1 plus 1999 equals 2002. Again, that equals 4. That was the number 4 year. I was in my number 4 personal year that year. That year was the year of the number 1, because 1 plus 9 plus 9 plus 9 equals 28, which is a 1. Now, this was a very good year for me, but I was also into the club life, and I was even getting depressed and wanting to get out of the club life. That was the third and final time I was actually going to hang myself in a nightclub called Temptations that particular night. In that particular year, which added up to a 4 year. And like I said, 4, 7, and 8, and sometimes 5 are what we call the mental, the depressive number. So I went through a depression then. I had the long orange extension cord, ready to do it because I was the manager / MC of the club at that time. Temptation. Everybody who's in Brooklyn, New York, know Temptation from back in the 90s on Church Avenue, Flatbush. Let's not go there. With old friends, I still know and keep in contact with them. But I was in my 4th personal year, and I was going to go out big. I was going to go out big. I was a radio personality. I was on major radio. I was doing television, all that. But I was going through depression. You never know what a person's going through until you find out from or try to delve in or somebody they can trust, they can talk to. But that particular night, while we was opening the club, I'm trying to remember if it was a Friday or Saturday. I'm sure it was probably a Friday because Friday is one of my challenge days in numerology because it's connected to the number 6. It's one of my challenge days where I need more balance on a Friday. But what's so interesting, family? What's so interesting is that on that day, to show you how the ancestors work, that day, a lady came running up the stairs. I was about to make it happen. I was just in the front of the club getting ready to walk towards the DJ booth because there was a big pole that stretched across from the DJ booth to hold up the lights and all that. And that's where I was going to tie the rope and hang myself in front of the DJ booth. This is deep. This is interesting because it's a true story. I was at the front near the first liquor bar in Temptation. When you go downstairs, people that know Temptation, when you go, there's a first liquor when you come upstairs, but when you go downstairs, there's another liquor area in the back for like small occasions. So I was there cleaning up and straightening up and getting ready to do my thing and getting ready to do what I said I was going to do, take my own life. And guess what? This lady runs upstairs. Interesting. You know why this is interesting? The lady runs upstairs because the number 4 is a female energy, according to certain numerologists. Some may call it male, but predominantly under certain numerology, primary numerology, this is a female energy. A sister comes up. Weird, unusual. She had a very dark, coolie-like Indian look with braids on her hair, Indian braids, but she had it like a little hat or cap on top. And she came up and says, "Hey, are you Simon Templar?" I said, "Yes, sister, I'm Simon Templar." She said, "Hey, they was just talking about you on radio. They was talking about how good a brother you are and that you're a good brother. Go talk to Simon Templar if you want to rent out the club Temptation to do any functions, whether it was bridal showers, whether it was baby showers, whether it was divorce parties, whatever party you want to throw, go talk to King Simon." It was a brother named Trevor Ford, a Leo energy. Why I'm emphasizing? Because he's a Leo. And what's so interesting that Leo is the opposite to Aquarius, but we was also in our number 1 year, and number 1 is ruled by the Leo sign. But this sister comes up and said, "Yo, Trevor Ford just said you're a good guy." This is on 93 point. I forgot the name of the 90 WVIP at that time, or it was another name of the radio station. But he said you're a good brother and that I should come up to talk to you. So she was coming up to actually say, wanted to rent the place. But what she said and how she said it really triggered me out because I didn't know somebody was talking about me like that on radio. That I was a good brother, a good dude, and you should go talk to King Simon if you want to rent out that place called Temptations over there on Church and Flatbush. Go talk to King Simon. I'll go talk to Simon Templar. That was my radio personality name. That lady don't even know up to this day how she changed. But guess what? She never came and rented the club. I don't know what happened. I don't know what it was, but we all can say it was angels, it was ancestors, it was whatever it was. But that particular day, that particular evening, I did not. That was the last and final time that I thought about hanging myself. Last and final time. So it just goes to show me when I started putting the numbers together, because I've been studying numerology from 85, but really picked it up in 88 and really said I was going to delve into it just recently, really. But I was always studying Lloyd and studying other people and other books. So I got to thank people like Lloyd Strayhorn, who changed my life, people like Helen Hitchcock, who changed my life, people like James Dillahunt, who was one of Lloyd's students that changed my life with the guidance of numbers. So it is imperative for me to help guide you and show you how to move with numbers. That's why I do numerovation, because numerovation is motivating you with your numbers connected to your full name and your date of birth, even knowing you're the cycles, so you won't get caught up in the depressive cycles or the depressive months and all those type of things. Because again, the purpose of any science, and I'll put any science, although Dr. Sabi didn't say that, any science is to improve the present condition. That's what the science of numerology or numerovation or tarot or astrology, if they're not helping you to improve your present condition, then they're not doing what they're supposed to do, because that is the purpose of all science. And any true science, any natural science, is to improve the conditions of our people and the world around us. That's what it's supposed to be doing. All right. So I just wanted to talk about that briefly. That's how numerovation saved my life. And what's so ironic, one more thing before I finish, because we're almost running out of time. One more thing about that. In 2000, after I thought about that, and actually when I started really getting back to talking to my father, I told my father, and I told my father that I wanted to take my life a few times, or 3 times. And that was my last and final time in that my number 4 year, going into my 5 year at that time. And he told me that my great-grandfather hung himself due to stress, and because he found out that his wife cheated on him. And that's what put the nail in the coffin. So that stress can be was my factor. The second time was because of my wife at that time was stressing me out. And so ironic, she's born in one of my stress months. And my stress months are January, May, and October, which I'm not going to mention which one of them. But it was the second wife, she was born in. But now I learned to understand her and how to understand and deal with her mouth and way she is. That's why we're not married together. We're best probably in separate rooms and all that kind of stuff, which I totally understand. I get it now. And the first time was out of stress, out of family and all that kind of stuff. The first time I thought of it being stressed as a little child, not knowing was I loved or was I cared for because of my skin complexion, because not only did my family in one side of my family dog me out for my complexion, but also in school, they was dogging me out for the complexion, the whole African booty scratcher, the banana boat, because I still had some of that Caribbean twang. Although I was born here, my parents are from Jamaica. On my mother's side, family's father's side is Cuban Jamaican, primarily Jamaica. But I still had that language. I still had the patois in my voice, because I used to go back and forth to Jamaica every year since I was a child. So that's why I had to understand. That's why numerology revealed and helped me to understand what I did and what I was going through and what vibration I was under. That was the last time, the number 4, which is one of the mental stress and the depressive numbers. So moving forward, family, please remember that you can get a numerovation session with me. You could take a class if you want. You could do a person one-on-one class that costs a little more than the 10 people class, or but because it's one-on-one, whether it's over Skype or over Zoom, more likely it's going to be over Zoom. If you want to do a one-on-one class, please get my book on Numbers Are Simple, People Are Complicated. That's one of these. This is one of my books here. Numbers Are Simple, People Are Complicated. I also talk about the numerology of me and the club life back in those days too, and how to promote your own business and promote your own venues and promote your own events. Also, if you're going to take my class, this is a must-to-have. If you're ever going to take my class or take any seminar with me or bring me in to do a seminar workshop, you must have this book, because this is a basic information on how to use the numbers as guidance. This is called Numbers Are Simple, People Are Complicated. And in the back, I have recommended reading like Lloyd Strayhorn's book, Brother Polite's book, and various other numerologists that have done the work. Lloyd has been doing it for years, and I consider him the best in this day and time, because he's been on Oprah and different other places. They've been on Oprah 3 times in the beginning of her stages doing what she did. That's big. So Lloyd got the Oprah effect, so to speak. This is my third book. This one is called Numbers Are Simple, Children's Health is Improving. It says a basic guide for children and adults. It's not just for children. This is a basic health guide for children and adults, and how to use the Earth Day or birthday to help the family. It just reveals the different health ailments and all those different things to look out for. It's a full color book. Also, I have all the different websites connecting to people like Ma from Fig Tree, or Dr. Sabi, or Phil Valentine for vaccines, all of that stuff. All of that is inside that book, all right? So I just wanted to explain that briefly, how numerovation saved my life. And I want to say one love, peace. Remember, if you do want to do a numerovation session motivating you with your numbers, a session with me, please text me your full name and date of birth at 347-496-1022. That's 347-496-1022. And as you can see on my board, you know, I do my, see, this is my board that I look at every morning. Discipline. These are my sigils. 3, 1, 5, 8. I can develop your sigils also. See, sigils is something that you can use, and its meaning of each numbers to help keep you on a higher vibration. So the number 3 on its highest vibration means expansion and expressive. Number 1 on its highest vibration means creativity and ambition. Number 5 on its higher vibration means traveler and adaptable. Number 8 on its highest vibration means executive and entrepreneur. So I thrive to stay on the high vibration of my numbers. So I know the meaning, I know the lower energy of it, and I know the higher energy. And my job is, like this says, the purpose of any science is to improve the present condition, And that's what the science of numerology, or what I call numerovation, has done for me. Improve. And I ain't about getting revenge. This is what Frank Sinatra said years ago. He was born December 12th. The best revenge is massive success. Haters make me greater. That's all I could say. Haters make me greater. And the only way I'm going to be revengeful in any way, the best revenge is massive success. That's how I think. Have a great day, afternoon, or evening. Whoever's looking at this, please subscribe, and please share this. Please share this with other people, because the numbers are very important. And I break down the numbers from 1 to 31. If you're born on any of those days, from the 1st all the way to the 31st, I break down those numbers. And I break down angel numbers. I break down the master numbers. I do all of that. I deal with the elements of the numbers. I deal with the masculine and feminine of the energy. I deal with the dualities of the numbers, and I help to motivate you. That's why my thing is called numerovation, motivating you with your numbers. Again, text me your full name and date of birth to 347-496-1022. That's 347-496-1022. And if you want to come to any of my events, please go to kingsimonproductions.eventbrite.com to find out what's coming up next. That's kingsimonproductions.eventbrite.com or kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com. That's kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com. And for more information, you could also go to numbersaresimple.com. That's numbers, the letter R, simple.com. And it's also the emails collected to King Simon Production. That's Gmail, King Simon Productions at Gmail, or numbers are simple at Gmail. And like I said, hey, the big event coming up September 22nd will be Dr. Delbert Blair's tribute. He's an ancestor now. This is an ancestral tribute coming up at Nicholas, Brooklyn. And the event is Eventbrite is already set up. We're going to be doing a live stream with Joel Benjamin. If you want the link to that live stream, please text me at 347-496-1022. Who will be featured? Red Pill and Blue Pill are invited guests. Sister Kafunya is an invited guest. Elder Bishop Renee, who was a good friend of Dr. Blair, is an invited guest. Ankh Rising Sun is an invited guest. Joel Benjamin is also an invited guest and will be providing the live stream. And Ross Ben from out of Philly is an invited guest. Doors open at 3 p.m. It is $13 in advance via Eventbrite before 4 p.m. and more at the door. It's going to go up to like $22 or $25 after 4 p.m. at the door. All young people are absolutely free. I repeat again, all young people are absolutely free as long as they don't make a bunch of noise, because Nicholas is real small. And remember, Nicholas, Brooklyn is located at 1396 Fulton Street between New York and Brooklyn Avenues. The number there for vending or information, please call them at 718-858-4400. That's 718-858-4400. And if you want to vend or connect with me again via email or text, please text me at 347-496-1022. Hit me up on IG. That's King Simon Production on IG, or Numeroversity on IG, or Facebook, King Simon Productions. That's my public page. And MC Simon. But go to my public page, King Simon Productions. Everybody can sign up to that, King Simon Production, on my public page, and you'll get the update of what's coming in also. And if you want to email me, King Simon Productions at Gmail, or numbers, the letter R simple. That's numbers R simple at Gmail also. Have a great day, afternoon, or evening. Have a great one. I love you. I respect you. And peace and blessings to all of you out there. And don't forget, be your greatest representation of you. Present your greatest you, and numerology or numerovation can help you to get on that path. Have a great day and stay at peace. One love.